Yeah, I know I look like crap. I just woke up. I've had a hard week of hunting and motorcycle riding and a Benny Cooley rifle class and all that stuff. Here is a minute-ish for you ADD YouTubers out there. Boom. Howdy. Welcome back, y'all. So this is my first match in a very long time, since the pandemic, since 2020, May, I think, was my last match. I had like one little match I snuck in there, but I haven't touched this weapon. This is my Shadow 2 with a Delta Point Pro on it. It's a bone stock gun with a lot of rounds through it, so the trigger's like amazing. But I was at a Benny Cooley rifle course this day, and the rifle class ended, and I was like, I'm gonna go shoot this steel match real quick just up the street at Prado. So I rolled up to Prado and shot this steel match, and it was my first match in a very long time. And I felt great. I had a blast. I got an itch to start shooting matches again. It's hard for me. I get in and out of shooting. It's kind of like, I had these ebbs and flows with it. It's really hard when you got a wicked hot wife in a bikini and a cute little kid, and they want to go on the boat with you on Saturday, to think like, oh, I'm going to go hang out in 100-degree weather and shoot a match. No, man, my wife's hot. I want to go hang out with her. This is what I do. So I have missed shooting though, and I will start shooting more matches here and do some match breakdowns. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'm just going to kind of go through the video with you guys and show you the whole video, not just the cut it out little segments. So what I'm mentally going through, walking up, getting ready, afterwards, kind of assessing my runs. I didn't win the match. Mike Bauer won the match because Mike Bauer is much better than me, and he was shooting a PCC. No, man. Now I'm just making excuses. No, Mike's a stud, superstition champion. Yeah, I saw him. I was like, "What's up, Mike?" He was running the match actually. I didn't expect to do great, but I did much better than I thought. I believe there were like 40 shooters there, and I did good. I did really good. In a couple stages, I did really good. So we'll show you guys that stuff. I'll kind of talk you through each stage, and we'll just go from there. Here we go. All right, here I am, just walking up to the line. And really, so coming into this, I didn't know how the gun was going to work. I didn't know anything. I just kind of grabbed the gun and went. I was like thankful the dock turned on, and luckily it got the battery daddy. So I had batteries for it. But here, I always like, let me pause here real quick. I always like the second the guy says load, make, ready, I do a draw and pull my trigger just to feel that trigger. And then I'll usually transition to the second target that I plan on shooting. I then load my weapon the same I would do in a reload, just to get that kind of that practice in. And if everything feels good, then I'm kind of ready to rock. So start playing again. So here, now I'm going through everything in my head, getting my feeding. I'm looking at my toes here also, just to kind of make sure that I'm not gonna trip over that thing, over that box. I set, hits the button, and off I go. Draw 2 on that guy. Now this was my plan, shoot the first 2, and then get closer and hit these small little steals. And then ran over to this box, like just slow as molasses, get set up and shoot there. Now I'm setting up for my second stage. Now here in the process, one of the things I noticed was I was out of breath, which means I was holding my breath, and I set up, but then I just kind of bend over and I just take some big deep breaths. I've got all the time in the world. I don't need to rush through this. The only time the clock matters is when the buzzer goes off. So now I'm telling him where I'm going so he doesn't really kind of get in my way. And I get set up. I keep my hand on my gun until I'm ready to go. And then he asks me if I'm ready. And I just usually give a quick little nod, even though you don't have to. And then I did basically the same thing, but in reverse. The course description kind of let you open it up for interpretation, but this is the way I gamed that one. So I actually came out of that box nice and set up here nice. Went through here, had a couple misses, and I shot the steal in the wrong order. Ran back here and popped these last 2. Actually a pretty good stage. I ended up doing really good on this stage, and I was pretty happy. It was my very first stage, first time hearing a buzzer in over 2 years. So I was pretty happy with that. Yeah, I was pretty happy with that stage. So let's go on to the next stage here. All right, so this pretty short, quick stage. Again, stretching my hands out. I take as much time as I need to just get prepped once I'm in there. I already have my plan in place. And this is a pretty simple 2 on the big steel, 1 on the small steel. And then run to the other box, do the same thing. So quick stages. I think the good time for this was like in the 6s, 6 and 7s. The PCC guys were doing it in 6, so that's what I was kind of gaming for. And I think I got each run in the 6s. So ready. Stand by. Really happy with that draw on that first shot. And then just wanted to make sure I one-shotted everything. Again, I'm drawing. I can shoot these in any order, but I'm drawing and taking that second, that double. So my gun is a double single action. I'm taking that double action shot on the larger target, on the easiest target I can, and then continuing on.
Are you ready? Stand by.
Good draw there as well. Good recoil control. I'm happy with this stage actually. And I believe I placed pretty well on this stage also. So that is that for that stage. Show clear, holster. Here I handed my GoPro to my friend who I hadn't seen in years, who was at this. This is again kind of a lot like the last stage. Very much so, just quite a bit further away. So I checked my dot there in the beginning just to make sure, because it's starting to get dark. My dot was a little bright. I took the time, just adjusted the dot. I keep my hand on my pistol until I'm ready. Sit down, and he knows I'm ready. And step in the box, draw. I think I took a miss right there. Looks like I did. Yeah, a couple misses. That one was a little bit better. And stepping out.
952.
So when you have, I'm going to pause right here. So when you have multiple strings, feel free to kind of take your time. Get yourself ready and set. Don't be in such a rush or think you're holding people up. Like when it's my time up there, I paid good money. I'm only going to be there a couple minutes. I just waited 30 minutes to shoot the stage. I'm going to take all the time I need to make sure that I'm prepped and ready for that string. To the point, sometimes if a string is, quite a bit of rounds, even though I know I've got enough rounds to get through it in my gun, the gun feels different with a full mag in it as opposed to a half full mag or a 3/4 full mag. So take all the time you need, catch your breath, go through your plan in your head, and then just be ready. Don't think you're being the coolest kid on campus because you were ready the soonest. I don't care about being ready the soonest. I care about doing as good as I can do once that timer goes beep, and let the results speak for themselves. All right, let's play the second string here. I'm actually looking at that grate because I don't want to trip over it, because I have tripped over that grate before and fell on my face. So step in, that first shot on that longer target, hit that little steel, run over, settle. Once I've settled, I hit the bigger target, and then settle down and go to that longer target. I was happy with this stage too. Not sure how I did on this stage. I think I did pretty good. So
745.
if you guys want to check scores or anything, feel free to go to practice score whenever you want. So here it got quite a bit darker. I believe I checked my dot again and adjusted my dot once it was my time to get up there. And this was a stage where I definitely had something I wanted to work on coming away from this. So ready to go. Keep my hand on my gun until I'm ready. Usually that's kind of my thing. Now, I just stepped out. Some guys tried shooting these on the move, these first shots here. So draw, 2 shots was great. I just took a step out and hit those 2 steel and then ran over. Some guys were trying to hit these 2 small steels on the move. Now let's pause there real quick. Hitting those steels on the move, it's a small 6-inch plate at 20 yards. Okay, feel free to do that if you can, Eric Graffel, but I bet you can't. So it was quicker for me to take a small step out of the box, clear that post that was in front of me, and then settle down and take those 2 shots. Then run to the box. Everybody I saw trying to shoot it on the move, they weren't hitting it, and they're just throwing bullets at those 2 things. So my plan there was just take the step out, hit the 2 headshots as soon as I could, which I think took me 3 shots, if I remember correctly, and then run as fast as I can over to the other box and settle. Now, coming into this box here, you can see I definitely was not settled coming into that box, and was a little upset with myself with that. But I get my feet back underneath me and get the 2 shots off. And those were actually 2 shots on a larger piece of steel, but I was able to get those. So setting up for that, I kind of told myself, like, okay, don't do that again, Luke. So it was super off balance. Not good. So here it's 2 big steel. I missed that shot there and kind of hesitated. Then running over and hitting the 2 small plates. That was the second string for that. So overall, that part of the stage was good, minus those misses and trying to kind of hesitate and get out of the box. That's kind of a habit thing. And then I'm excited here. So that was the match. Things I need to work on. So many things I need to work on from that. But right away, getting in and out of positions quickly, settling down, sitting down, and getting the shots off. Especially with that last box kind of running sideways and backwards. I just caught a little off balance, which cost me 1 or 2 seconds. And I'm pretty sure the difference between like 1st and 10th place on that stage was like 2 seconds. And that stage I did not do really well in. I definitely didn't place up where I should have placed, or with the crew of people that I was kind of running neck and neck with the whole day, a bunch of PCC guys. And a couple really good carry optics and 1 great open shooter. So, you know, at that little second it took me to settle and get those shots off cost me that stage. So that's just something I want to go back and work on. Again, this is for me. I like competing. It makes me better than other people at other things, and it's made me a good shooter. The only single thing I can say that I've done my whole life that's made me proficient with the firearm is competing. Yeah, there's been mentors I've had and people along the way, but competing's what drove it home. Competing was the thing that, like, I took those lessons I learned from those people, but competing is what brought those lessons to life and allowed me to apply them. So that's the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. And if you did, let me know. If you want more of it, let me know. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button if you think about it. And I'm going to start posting more stuff like this. I'm definitely going to post up a pistol practice. I'm going to call a couple friends. Call Benny Cooley. Call Mike Pannone. Call some dudes who shoot a lot and are just great competitors that I can kind of always call on and ask advice. And I actually asked Benny, I was like, I'm going to call you and ask you what should I go practice today? And he's going to give me a regimen to go practice, and that's what I'm going to go practice. So getting 2 days of rifle with him was definitely a good kind of wake up back into, you know, running a rifle again, which was a blast. But I don't have ammo for that right now. I do. I don't have ammo I want to shoot for that right now. So I'm going to work on the pistol. And for me, everything from the pistol's always transitioned really well into the rifle. The better a pistol shooter I become, the better a rifle shooter I become. It's never the other way around. Great rifle shooters that don't spend time shooting pistol, it does not translate. But look at the best rifle shooters in the world, at least in the competition aspect today. They're all amazing pistol shooters. And that's where they came from. So, you know, look at Taron Butler's run. He was this freakazoid pistol shooter before he was ever touched a rifle. So it's very rare you get guys going the opposite direction. So not saying you shouldn't shoot a rifle. If that's what you're shooting right now, cool. But go grab your pistol. Go shoot it. And I guarantee you, as you get better with that, it will translate into your rifle shooting. So that's the video, guys. Like and subscribe. And I'll see you on the next one. God bless. Boom.